It's all the same, but I feel dangerous. She lives a quiet life in the day until we meet again tonight. Her hair's put down tonight, she makes me feel alright. Her smile shines so bright. She makes me wanna dance, got to live beat, so let's be fools in romance. Do the carpets match the drapes? Oh, I say yes. She drinks a coffee with the Baileys. Oh, I say yes. She likes the boys and the girls too. Oh, I say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes. So where are all the freaks? So I can blend in tonight. Don't need a megaphone to say I love you in my life. Before my life was a bore, she left me wanting some more in the sheets at night. She makes me wanna dance, got to live beat, so let's be fools in romance. Do the carpets match the drapes? Oh, I say yes. She drinks some coffee with the Baileys. Oh, I say yes. She likes the boys and the girls too. Oh, I say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Just like the beat of this drum, my heart beats fast and slow for you. Just like the beat of this drum, my heart beats fast and slow for you. So do the carpets match the drapes? Oh, I say yes. She drinks a coffee with the Baileys. Oh, I say yes. She likes the boys and the girls too. Oh, I say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Oh, I say yes. Oh, I say yes. Oh, I say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Spend my days is down at the bar, drinking IPAs all night. Wondering why, wondering why, wondering why, wondering why I'm so lonely. Nobody told me I wanna die, I wanna die, I wanna die, I want a Gretsch guitar to hang on my walls, to show my father that I have seen it all. I see the light, I see the light, I see the light, I see the birds in the trees and the stars over me and the cars passing by and the grass is so green. I can show you a thing about love if you show me what it all means. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Oh. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? It's getting late, my body's tired, that's alright, 'cause I don't mind. We'll float alone into a void, nobody's seen, nobody's heard before. Show me all that you are. What will it take to please you? I'm not really sure I need you. Lay your head on my heart. You take a bite of my soul. You make me lose all control. What will it take to please you? I'm not really sure I need you. Lay your head on my heart. The wind blows, the rain shakes, the storm comes, the war waits, the hard time, the love lights, the rain comes, the rain dries, the sound of the fire, the angels, the choir, coming home, coming home. Yeah, they're all coming home. You take a bite of my soul. You make me lose all control. What will it take to please you? I'm not really sure I need you. Lay your head on my heart. The wind blows, the rain shakes, the storm comes, the war waits, the hard time, the love lights, the rain comes, the rain dries, the sound of the fire, the angels, the choir, coming home, coming home. Yeah, they're all coming home.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to all the viewers out there that are watching. Welcome to the virtual underground experience of 2020. This entire thing is an experiment, just like it is for everybody else. And we are so excited to be going through the band performances, band interviews. May 4th to May 8th, that's actually Underground Week. That's where we're going to be releasing all the footage of all the band interviews, art displays, everything you need to see to keep up with all the local San Antonio artists you need to. So today, we are actually going to be interviewing Love Killed the Hero.
Yeah.
A local San Antonio band, yes. And today we actually have Blake, Ivan, Wally, and David. So everyone give them a round of applause. Nice. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Rudy and I are just going to be going back and forth, asking you guys a couple questions about your music, your musical aspirations, how you guys originated, and then, even end it with some would you rathers with the band. Yeah, just getting to know you guys a little bit more. So, first, feel free to introduce yourself. Each and every one of you guys just go around a quick intro, who you are, if you're in school or not, or if you're working, and what is your part of the band? What's your role?
So I also go to UTSA like David. Right now I'm studying general business and management. As far as my music background, I've basically grown up with music. Most of my credibility to what got me into music was my dad. He first showed me when I was growing up. Elton John was like the first musician I ever started listening to.
Nice.
Big fan, and he got me into that stuff. And then later he showed me like the classic rock and stuff from the 70s and 80s. Middle school is when I started percussion, did some drums, and then 7th grade is when I decided to change to guitar. And ever since I've been playing guitar. When I was in high school, I was in a couple bands as well, but I've known these guys growing up, and
yeah,
I feel like as soon as we got together, our chemistry was just right there. Like there was
Nice.
no questions about it. It was right there. We knew it was there, and that's just how it basically all got started.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm Ivan. I'm also Wally's little brother, and I play drums. I play drums for the band, and I'm currently working right now, not in school.
Mm-hmm.
And, hopefully, I'll get back to school. The online thing is not really my thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's weird. Me and Wally, we started playing together since we're about 6 years old, and since we're brothers, we have this weird connection. Like, okay, we know what we're doing and what part we're gonna stop, and so we already had the vibes going.
Yeah.
I picked up drums because it was just in my family. A lot of my uncles, they both play drums, and when I got my first drum set, there was actually like a combo deal. If you buy this drum set, you also comes with this guitar. That's how Wally started playing guitars. He got a free guitar when I got my drum set.
So it was a mutual thing.
Yeah.
It was just meant to happen, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it just runs in our family. We have a few like different genres. We family members that do rap and conjunto, like Mexican music, and we're like on the rock and roll side of things with our family.
Yeah. So my name's Wally. I'm the lead singer. Same thing as he said. We've been playing for a long time, and I guess when the band first started, it was kind of like, let's just like jam out, But then my dad was just like, oh, my son has a band. I'm gonna go book them a gig. So he booked us a gig up in Bandera, and it was just like a very last minute thing. Like, oh yeah, by the way, you guys are booked this week, and I was like, but it's just me and my brother. I don't actually have a band. And so, long story short, David was an old time friend from church, and we kind of just threw something together real quick, learned like a bunch of cover stuff, and then went and did the show. And actually, it turned out well. So ever since then, since we were about 15 years old, we've been actually playing as a band, But we went to high school with Blake, and we saw that he was a guitar player. So he was a force to be reckoned with. If you've ever heard our music on iTunes, he's the guy that's shredding all the solos. And and if you hear the harmonies, that's this guy. The bombastic drumming, that's this guy. But we we've been playing a lot together, not just originally, but we play a lot of cover shows, at bars here in San Antonio, like the Edison Experiment, or up in Helotes at Peace Place. And we were really excited to be doing the underground thing because we saw it last year, and I was like, we need to get in on this because this is something that's going to evolve and something that's just going to grow and blossom into something great. And you know what? It definitely sucked to hear that the COVID-19 affected this, but we're really excited to even be doing this in the first place. So
Yeah, definitely. We really appreciate you saying that.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm so happy you guys are part of this. And of course, COVID, it's adaptability. I really think it's just adapting, and I love how everyone's adapting so quickly. With Twitch and live streaming and now virtual underground because it can still happen.
Yeah, what about you, Dave?
The best for last. Okay.
Oh my god.
So I'm David Chavez. I'm the bass player of the band. I met these two guys back in middle school. We went to church together. And then I realized we really click well together. And then, like Wally said, he had a last-minute gig that his dad set. And Wally called me, and he asked if I want to be a part of this. I said yes. And ever since then, the rest is history. Yep.
Nice.
So this COVID-19 pandemic affects several industries, but especially the music industry, with canceled live performances and social media live performances recorded at home. What has your band been doing to keep up with the artistry and musicianship for when you can publicly perform again?
All right, that's an interesting question. So actually, whenever this all started, there's actually a Facebook group that's going on right now. It's actually called, I believe it's the Living Room Open Mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what musicians have been doing to cope with what's been going on with the closed venues and bars and stuff like that is we get the opportunity to actually perform in our own houses or those who are on social media. So essentially that's our way to adapt to, if we ever want to perform to anyone, to go through that to that group and still share our music with everyone during these tough times, just to let everyone know that we're still here, we're still making music, and letting everyone know that we're all right, and to hopefully us performing our music to show everyone that everything's going to be all right as well. So to stay safe and all that good stuff.
I'm really happy that you guys are definitely not using this as an excuse,
Yeah.
because that's it's really easy to do, but just
Yeah.
keeping up with it, and especially with all these online sources, there's so many ways to get your music out now more than ever, and just developing yourself through social media. So yeah, it makes me really happy. But whenever you first met each other, did it automatically click since you knew each other pretty well? Because I know a lot of different bandmates that they have to go through a revolving door of, they have to go through several bands until they find the right match.
Well,
So, how were the dynamics for you guys when you first started out?
so obviously, we met David through church. And one thing that I loved about, the first time that I met David, he came up to me, him and his father came up to me asking me, hey, like, how can we get in on being part of the church band and everything? And so we were talking for a few weeks, but one thing that I noticed about him is that his harmonies and his ability to harmonize on spot, like even if he doesn't know a song, he kind of can tell what key it's in. He can kind of tell what the melody is and whether he should be a third or a fifth above it. And he was just on point. And I mean, you're talking about 13, 14-ish years old, and he's just killing it better than a lot of people that I know, even at this day and age, at the age of like 13, 14. So this guy and I clicked off very well. So even just as a trio, sorry, Blake, even just as a trio, we were pretty spot on. And whenever we met Blake in high school, he was playing for a band called Define and Compose. Shout out to those guys, and they were heavy. What would you describe the genre of your band?
I think we call it progressive metal or something like that.
Progressive metal.
Yeah.
It was pretty rock and roll, and adding him to the band basically kind of like, I guess we were the gasoline, and he was that match that got flicked into it, and it was just like fire, So connection wise, we're all definitely pretty on it.
But I think also, since we all went to high school together, we're always in the fine arts department. Like he was in drumline, and what else was he doing?
I was in jazz band.
Oh, he was also in jazz band.
Yeah.
And then the rest of us, we were actually in choir together. So we would sing together, and he was like right next door in the other room in jazz band. And just that one hallway in high school, everybody knew everybody, and everybody was really cool with everybody. Oh, that guy's really good at this, or that guy's good at that, and everybody was really nice with each other.
So
Nice.
it was known that Blake was already a pretty awesome musician on the guitar.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is from the start, you know, you guys clicked pretty well, which is really nice because it's hard to find that right match, you know, especially in a band. So that's awesome.
So, on the band's behalf, who would you say would be the primary creator of music and words? Well, excellent, excellent. This question is for you, Wally. What keeps you motivated and thriving as a creative artist for the times that when you feel discouraged or you don't have, or you're coming to a writer's block, or do you even experience writer's block, or does it just flow easily with the ideas and the chords and the music and the message? What can you speak about that?
So I will say that life experiences in general have a lot to do with what I write. You know, there are times where I write a cool riff and I'm just like, gosh, you know what? We should totally write a song about this. But if it's something that I feel inside of me that's boiling, like let's say I have a really, but it's the cliche thing to say, but like I go through a really bad breakup and I'm just like broken heart. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna write a breakup song. But if I'm like on top of the world, in love with somebody, I'm just like enjoying life to the fullest, I'm gonna write a really happy song, you know. But there are some songs where I usually tell people that they wrote themselves, you know. There were times where I would wake up in the middle of the night and I couldn't sleep, but I can hear off in the distance like some sort of like a symphony or some riff that I was just like, I'm not sure if that's actually a song, but I need to figure out what that is and how to play it. And I would go to my guitar, pick it up, and as soon as I would figure out what to play or how to play it, you know, I would record it on my phone or something just to keep it. And sometimes I would totally forget about that. You're talking like 6, 7, 8 months down the line, I'd be going through my recordings on my phone and I'd be like, I don't remember recording this. Where did this come from? You know? So it's weird, but that's why I say some of the songs write themselves.
So it can really come from just spontaneous inspiration.
Exactly.
You know, like on the creating side. Yeah, nice. So I know you guys as a band, you have been together for a very long time. How many years have you guys been together so far?
6.
You said even before high school. I heard 13, 14 years old.
It's like actually probably like 8 or 9 because we're like 23, 24-ish now.
Yeah.
So it's about 8 or 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 or 9 years. That's insane. So you guys have definitely been through a lot together. What is the craziest experience you have ever been through? You know, while touring, like on stage, perform anything.
Well, let's go back. I'm gonna start off with this one.
Can we
Okay.
tell our own
Yes,
stories?
yeah.
Yeah, everyone can just tell your most important stories.
Try to keep it PG.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna keep it PG for you. So, a few years ago on the St. Mary Strip, there was that venue, the White Rabbit, and that was like the spot. You know, everybody could go listen to live music down there. And, you know, we got on stage there a few times, but I think we were freshmen in high school and we were on stage as a trio. And since I'm the drummer, I'm always looking at these guys' backs and then the crowd. And so it's like the last ending note of the last song, and we're just vibing so hard, like we're feeding off the crowd. And David, with his bass, just drops down to his knees, and all I saw from behind me was his pants just split, like straight down the middle, split. And I'm trying to keep
Serious?
it together and not laugh, so they don't hear me in the mics.
That's completely insane.
Right when we got off stage, he was like, "Dude, you can see my underwear. I felt the air."
While you're on stage, what'd you do? Did you keep like did you just keep playing or did you leave?
Show must go on. I kept going.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
Well, that's my story.
Insane. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like everyone here wants to tell a story because automatically when I ask that question, like everyone.
All right. So there was one show that we had at a venue downtown. It was called the Corova. It was off the Riverwalk. There was one show that we had, and I believe I was playing. We were playing Neverland actually, and
Oh, man.
I was basically just playing my part, and like out of nowhere, one of my strings just like bam, it's
Ooh.
gone. It breaks off right in the middle of the song, right? So essentially I just kept playing and waited until it was like a part in the song where it's just like where I'm basically like ambience or like, you know, at this certain part in the song where I can like take off my guitar, switch it, and keep going. It was really interesting because the song was going on, and Wally just looks to the left and he's like, "What's Wally doing? What's going on, man?"
What's going on?
And like,
That's your part.
yeah. So like I would, you know, as soon as I got the opportunity, because I usually bring 2 guitars in case that ever happens, because you know you gotta be prepared.
Yeah.
You know, anything could happen. So nonchalantly go to the side, put it down quickly, put on my other one, and then kept going. And then we finished the song. It was great. You know, everyone having a good time. And then at the end of the show, Wally comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, what happened? You know, I saw you like walk to the side and like you were gone for like a few seconds and you came back on." I'm like, "Yeah, I just broke a string and just switched back on." You know, like dang.
Dang.
Like it did seem like like you never like musically you never left or something like that. It was just like it worked.
That's awesome.
You know? So
Adaptability. I like it. There's so many situations that you guys have been in.
This is there's a lot, and that's why I'm trying to think like what can I tell here. But there's I think the craziest funniest thing, it's another David story is what's funny about it. So we got hired down in the valley in Brownsville, Texas for a festival called Sombrero Fest. It's Charro Days down there. So you know we were down there and we had just gotten through the gate. We're backstage on the big Bud Light stage, and we're setting up everything. We're getting ready, and David's just like, "Hey, I gotta go to the restroom." And I say, "Hold on, you know, we're setting up right now. Like, hold on to it, you know, just hang out." So we're hanging out, and he's just like fidgeting, like, "No, guys, I really need to go to the restroom." I said, "David, give me like 5 minutes, and we'll let you go to the restroom, okay? Set up your stuff, right?" So then I'm just like, "All right, let's go to the restroom." So you know, they had porta potties. It was probably about
like a line of 30.
a line. You're talking about a big line of 30 porta potties that he could have chose any single one, and they're all vacant. They're all open, okay? And this one guy is walking up to this porta potty, and David's running full speed. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go!" And he runs up to the guy that's opening the door for the porta potty. David says, "Thank you so much," and then like closes the door and locks it. And the dude's looking in the sea. I mean, like all the way to the left, all the way to the right, nothing but vacant porta potties.
I was embarrassed. I just turned around and I was like, "I don't know."
And I don't know what was up with this guy, but he thought that the guy was being nice for him and opening up that door for him. So,
I just thought he was just opening it for you. When he was trying to go inside himself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it just says, "Thank you."
he said, "Thanks, man," and then just closed the door. So, like he kind of jumped him out of the way too. "Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it." So that was.
I'm seeing a pattern. I'm seeing a pattern with David.
Yeah. Are you seeing it, David? You got.
There's another one with me, unfortunately.
everyone
David.
So we got to try out to be the band for America's Got Talent.
Yeah,
And, you want to tell it or?
It's your story.
All right. So
Yeah.
we go to Austin. We get to the venue where we need to do tryouts, and there was like 3-4 judges there. And so we get up and get our gear ready. But for some reason, my bass wasn't working, and this is like time crunch. We only got like 5 minutes to set up, and then I was just there fiddling with this thing. "Why isn't it working? What's going on?" And the judges said, "Hey guys, can we speed this up? Get this man another bass."
Yeah.
They quickly switched me out with another bass, and then we got to playing at that moment. But at that moment, it was very, very nerve-wracking.
I mean,
nerves.
you got to understand, we're auditioning in front of the executive producer of America's Got Talent, you know, and so and the people like right below him. So it's kind of like some high stakes stuff, even though we're not on the show. This is kind of like a secret, private, invite-only audition. And so we had made sure everything was good. He even changed out the battery on his bass and everything, and it still didn't work. Like in the time that it was supposed to work, it didn't work. So we were just like, it was high anxiety, high blood pressure, and the stakes were just all the way up here. But
What happened? Did you guys played and?
Well, so the executive producer just like, "Someone get him a bass, please. Like we need to go, you know, like chop. So they got a bass, they switched out the bass, and we were able to play 2 songs instead of 3. But you know, we nailed it. As soon as we started, they all just kind of like, "Whoa, like these guys are actually pretty good," you know. So we were blessed to have been able to even continue with that audition in the first place. And shout out to him because he did play with a bass that he had never played before. So
yeah, dang, that's a lot of stories, you guys.
What kind of vision do you have for your band, say 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, or even 10 years if you can see that far? As far as a plan for your band, can you guide us through any kind of vision you have?
Personally, I would love for our band to be a very versatile band. I want our band to, and I want to be able to add more people to the band eventually, but more for corporate events, more for weddings. You know, we would love to be the kind of band that has our originals that we go and play festivals with, but we also want to be the kind of band that is a working class band that's able to do bigger performances for the private parties, for the weddings and stuff like that. You know, because as you can tell, there's two types of gigs. You know, you have the gigs that pay you to play your originals, then you have the gigs that pay you to play, you know, covers. So if we can get the best of both worlds with originality and with musicianship as a professional band as well, I would love to see that in the next 5 years.
Nice.
Excellent. It reminds me of a band here locally in San Antonio called Finding Friday. Have y'all heard of that band?
Oh, let me
Yes.
tell you, Ceci Zavala and Michael Rodriguez and Gabriel Pintor, all those guys in Finding Friday are some of the best musicians here in town. Top-notch musicians, definitely.
Absolutely. And I used to work with them. I used to help them with their stage stuff just for a brief while. But yeah, it was great to work with Finding Friday. Shout out to them. And it was great.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you work for the Omni Hotel?
I sure do.
Are you the bartender?
I am.
Because I was the band that was playing for New Year's Eve.
No kidding.
Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going?
It looked familiar. I was like, damn.
I was looking at you. I was just like, I know him from somewhere, but I'm not gonna make this. I was like, wait, no, I do know you. It's nice to see you again, Rudy.
Good to see you as well. That's so cool.
Small world. Hey, he didn't know. Okay, so don't even put it on me.
Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you a speed trial of questions based on specific people in the band, okay?
Okay.
This is gonna be getting to know you guys a little bit deeper. But just feel free, say the name. First person that comes to mind, okay? Sound good? Okay. Who here is the most likely to laugh at the worst time?
David.
Okay. Who here is the most likely to get married first?
Probably me.
Ivan.
Why do you say that?
Because I have the longest lasting girlfriend out of the band.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, who here is the most likely to go to a Jonas Brother concert?
Blake.
Sorry, Blake.
I guess.
The heavy metal guy.
Hey, I'm not dissing Jonas Brothers. They're gonna be- Oh my gosh. Okay, who here is the most likely to go into a 3-hour conversation about the universe and how their egos don't matter?
Wally.
Nice. Okay, last one. Who here is the most likely to fall in love and write 10 songs about it?
Wally.
Nice. Cool. So real quick, this is gonna be the last question for you guys. And you can just answer this as a whole or whoever wants to take over. But what advice would you give out there to local bands in San Antonio that are trying to break into the music scene?
Best advice that I could give is that it's not easy. You want to make as many friends as you possibly can in the music industry, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're playing for. Always play with your heart, even regardless of whether you're playing for 3 people in a room or 300 people in a big venue. It doesn't matter. Everybody is a potential person that you can captivate with your music, and it has a lot to do with your connections. It has a lot to do with making friends, making connections, making acquaintances. Like, hey, let's follow each other on social media. It has a lot to do with that. And always be true to yourself and be true to the music. Don't do it to get famous. Don't do it to impress other people. Do it for yourself.
That's really good advice. Nice. Well, thank you guys so much. You guys have been so awesome. This has been a great interview. And I just want to say that I know musicians and artists, especially bands here in San Antonio don't get appreciated as well as they should. You know, so I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for having the courage to take your bands to the next level. You know, having the courage to own your work, to own your music and say, this is what I do, you know. And on behalf of M.O.B, on behalf of Musicians of Business, I just want you guys to know that we'll always support you. We'll always support you in your musical journey. And honestly, if you need anything, we'll always be here to promote.
And I would love to say that what y'all are doing with the underground, I've followed y'all for the past 2 years. It is unbelievable what y'all have done. You know,
Great job.
yeah, it's we know that this is you know, relatively new, but we see this growing into something that will be, you know, like, you know, the same way that Austin has their South by Southwest. We can see UTSA growing the music community here in San Antonio just as well. So keep it up.
Definitely. Nice. That means a lot. Thank you so much. So everyone give it up for Love Killed Hero. Follow them on Spotify, SoundCloud, all that good stuff, all their individual Instagrams. You know, we'll go ahead and post that out there. And also feel free to stay updated, stay tuned with all the local band artist interviews that you guys are going to be seeing throughout Underground Week, May 4th to May 8th, right before finals week. And follow us, Musicians of Business, at UTSA_MOB on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. So again, thank you guys so much, Blake, Ivan, Wally, David, for everything. Cool. So that's it for today, guys, and see you guys next time.
Okay,
Sounds good. Bye.